Are we in? Yes, we are. All right, so I'm just gonna let this do what it do. And welcome everybody. Guys, come on in, come on in. I am just gonna share up the live a little bit, guys. I can't actually see who's in the room at the minute because I'm sharing. Hi Dee! Come and join me, babes. Send your request through. Join me. Get up here now. I'm going to do a bit of an intro, but you can hang tight until it's go time. Hi, babes. Hi, Reese. Vibes. Big up yourself. FB. Okay, I'm going to just add Dwayne. I'm nervous tonight, you know. Yeah, Reese has got her drinks in. Reese, you're ready tonight, yeah? Right time, right day, right time. Hi, Dwayne.
Hear me, yeah?
Yeah, let me just turn up on my side to make sure that I can. Can you guys hear me?
Were you scared of? God did they give you a spirit of what? Fear?
Listen, when I tell you my tummy is turning, bro.
It's gonna go well, man. Don't worry about
that. I'm a little bit nervy tonight. Not really sure. Oh, we got cameras on and everything. Hi, I love this.
I could turn it off, but I might actually get distracted, still actually.
No, it's good. All right, so we're just going to give a few minutes to allow everybody to kind of come on in, let the room warm up a little bit, and then I'll get you guys to... I'm not sure if all the guys who are coming on tonight are necessarily going to want to kind of do big intros, but if you do want to, you kind of want to share what your expertise is, give a little intro to yourself, that's absolutely fine, to let everybody in the room know who we're talking to this evening. We can definitely do that. Guys,
let me just put the light on.
Let's get the chairs going, bring some people into the space so we can have a lovely conversation this evening. I'm still in two minds, everybody, about whether or not I'm going to let the ladies up this evening. I think if I do, I'm going to allow the ladies to come up and ask some questions.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm going to see how we go, because the intention for the space, as I said in last week's session, because this is a part 2, when I said in last week's session, is that ultimately this is a space for men to share their opinions, more of a discourse, yeah? So a dialogue is a conversation between two people. Discourse is more kind of one way to give information, and that's kind of where I feel like I'm kind of still sitting in that space. Dwayne's the other Dwayne. We've got 2 Dwaynes tonight. So Dwayne, send your invitation, please, and jump up. We can get you in, locked in.
How are we going to be able to say Dwayne 1 and Dwayne 2 or D or
so
Dwayne or D-Wayne? Just call me D. Call me D. It's cool.
But I call the other D as well. So I don't know how this is going to work for real. We'll figure it out though.
We'll get it together, man.
Hang on. So do you know what? I hope Dwayne, who's currently here, no offense, I might call you New Dwayne because I've known this other
That's cool. It's cool.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see how we go. I'm almost ready to speak. No worries. Street Veterans coming in as well. Where was I? Yeah, so last week, as this week, space for gentlemen to share, give their kind of views, opinions about you guys' wants, desires, how you feel your partners can be different partners to you. I'm not going to say better, I'm going to say different. And just give us some insight. There's so much conversation online at the minute of what relationships need to be like, how men should be, how women should be. And from my perspective, and I feel like for some of the people in the room and definitely guys on the panel, I think we've kind of chopped this up a little bit outside, is the majority of that energy isn't very supporting. It's not very uplifting, and it doesn't tend to kind of help individuals to go about a transformation within themselves to then be better to their partners. It's almost like dogmatic. You need to be like this. And it's almost telling people a way to be in order to get someone, as opposed to encouraging someone to be a particular way for themselves. And then kind of with the cherry on top, finding a person to match them. Do you get it? So with that in mind, this space today is more about hearing the gentleman out. So we as ladies, or partners to these men.
There's a delay for some reason.
Oh, is there? Oh, Jesus. TK, we're 6 minutes in and you're already starting with the bants. Hello, Rox. Hi, honey. Guys, give me a 1 in... Oh, there's a delay. There's no delay on TK's sides. Give me a 1 in the chat if you can hear me clearly. If there's no delay, just drop a 1 in the chat for me, please. Okay, Reese can hear me clearly. Honey can hear me. Long time, Dwayne, can you hear me? Not new Dwayne, long time, Dwayne.
Yeah, I got you.
Lovely. Thank you, my darling. Thank you for being here tonight.
Come on.
Guys, can I just say, you see my good friend Dwayne here? If you didn't know about Gems and Bars, tonight he's going to bless you just because he's that kind of guy. He's that kind of character. And he's got Gems and Bars consistently. So I feel like we're going to have a bit of education tonight, ladies. I'm going to bring
pressure, yeah? Them ones you start bringing.
Hey, not even,
I'm playing.
not
You
even
know I'm
pressure, baby. Do you know what it is? I know what my crew is like, innit? I know who my tribe are. And so I'm just giving you the flowers that you deserve, babes.
100%, babes. And you know, I receive it and I appreciate it.
Very welcome. All right, so we got the 2 Dwaynes in. Okay, so what I'm going to do a little bit of some housekeeping. And once I've got the housekeeping done, we can get into our little bit of a chat. And any of the other guys who are going to jump in, they can jump in throughout the conversation. So, Civilised Sessions, Men's Edition, Part 2. The housekeeping is as such. Ladies, tonight, as I've just said, is a space for the gentlemen to share. If we have any questions to pose to them, feel free to jump in the boxes or just to write it in the chat. I can either read out the question for you. You can come up, you can ask the question directly. The questions that we're posing, we can ask just a straight question to receive an answer. If there's anything that you want to seek clarity on, you can absolutely ask a clarity-seeking question. What is not part of the conversation this evening is to challenge or to refute what the gentlemen are saying, right? So if you've heard something that you kind of disagree with and it kind of triggers you and you find yourself getting a little heat start to take up in your chest, yeah? This is a little indication that maybe there is something there for you to kind of work through, yeah? So yeah, that I'm just going to put that out there. If the guys are triggering you, what is that? What is it about what was said just now that has created this feeling in me? And in your own time, you can go and explore that, yes? And it's an opportunity for you to recognize and then go and explore in your own time. Boom. Sarah's in the chat and he's come to just block the boat. Have you ever had someone offer you?
That's why I went. Anyway, Dwayne, what are you saying? I hope you're good.
He's doing
Yo,
that.
what are you saying, Dwayne?
So, ladies, in the chat, if you're clear with what's happening tonight, I think you already are, because I feel like that's why you're here. I think you already.
Yeah, do you have mods? Because you're going to need mods in the chat because people will come in and do their rubbish.
People come in like Sarah and start to do stupidness. Yes, I know.
Yeah.
So, ladies, give me a 1 in the chat if you're clear and you know what's happening and what's good to go. Yes, I do need the mods. I really do. I think my mods are in here. They're active at the minute. Also, I've got a gift goal, guys. Here's the thing. I'm not a beggy gal, you know. However, if you find that anything that you've heard today has been insightful, if you feel like the gems are dropping, if you feel like actually this is a conversation that I'm enjoying, it costs nothing to send a little heart, offer a little gift, pay it forward. Yeah, if you feel like you're getting something, give a little something back in your own time. Not past nothing. So
balance out the ting.
Balance out the ting. Yeah, me. All right. So some days back, donations appreciate. I mean, I'm not gonna listen. Money I for make. So there's that as well. So Let's just do let me do a roll call to welcome everyone into the building, and then I'm going to allow my guests to introduce themselves, and then we can get on and popping. So shout out to Honey, Reese, Natalie, Vanessa, Sarah, Rox, Bike Man, Halo, Thoughts by D is my guest, Dwayne knows he's worthy is my guest, Street Veteran I believe is going to be a guest in a little while, Royal, Empress C. May, Alexander, Glamour, Adam, and Santana. Shout out everyone in the building. Thank you very much for being here. All right. So, gentlemen, are you going to do little intros? Do you want to introduce yourselves? Yeah?
Sure.
All right. Let's have new Dwayne. Let's have new Dwayne go first.
Good evening, people. Hope you're well. I guess the lens that I'll be speaking from will be therapeutic. So I'm a therapist in training. I've got like 1 more year left. But all of the things that I'll be drawing from will be like kind of, I might actually do it like this way, where old Dwayne is not old Dwayne, but I said old Dwayne because you're mentioned. Where Dwayne's talking, I might just give the perspective of, from a therapeutic lens, what may be coming up and what the issues may be. I won't be speaking too much from a personal context just because I like to respect my anonymity. And if I do disclose, I'm doing it because I believe people need it. So that's where I'll be drawing from.
Okay, I love that. Thank you, new Dwayne. Old Dwayne, long time Dwayne, not old Dwayne.
Yeah,
long time Dwayne. Not long time Dwayne.
Love that. Yeah. Do you know what? I love what you're saying, Dwayne. It's weird saying my own name, but anyway, my name's Dwayne, aka Dwayne Knows He's Worthy. My last name is Nosworthy. That's the play on the words. Okay, so I'm an all-round entertainer, motivational sharer. Like everything I do is about entertainment. I love entertainment, and I love motivational sharing. I love everything motivational. I love everything positive. I love everything that allows us to be the best and most beneficial version of ourselves moving forwards, onwards and upwards. Like Dwayne, I will probably be a little bit more personable, but at the same time, I like to publicly share what's privately owned, which means I have a balance. There are some things that is just none of no business, right?
Yeah, for wallet.
Wallet team.
You know, but sometimes I have to use my own personal thing in order for people to relate. So I like to balance that, and I've been finding my balance over the years of how to do that. So yeah, I like to publicly share what's privately owned, and that is my thing. All right.
Love that. Thank you so much. Mr. Street Veteran, we've got a gentleman from over the pond, ladies. So we've got international men vibes tonight.
International.
Street Veteran, are you there? Is he there with us? Oh, let's have a look.
Yes, I'm here. Peace, sister. How you doing?
I'm very well, thank you, my darling. How are you today?
I'm well. How y'all doing, brothers?
What are you saying, bro? You good? Nice to meet you, man.
Man, the same here. And you know, y'all can call me Street. You know, I'm a blend of like new Dwayne, you know. I'm Aquarius by nature, so I'm kind of private, you know, but I'm all about the advancement that we're trying to make in our communities. And I got the honored invitation from Civilised. I came across her on another panel, and her contributions were phenomenal. So when she reached out and invited me, I'm like, what? Most definitely a second chance to align myself with you. I know it's going to be a good thing. So I'm here and I'm ready to commit, hopefully in a constructive way for all of us.
I love that. Thank you so much. Ladies, can you see already, yeah? The narrative has already shifted just by the introduction of these gentlemen. So when we have these conversations on men are trash, are you seeing the energy these gentlemen are coming to bring to our space today? Yeah? We're already shifting just in the introductions. So we've got Street, as you said, we've come across each other on other lives and our energy is just kind of connected. So he's come to bless the space today. New Dwayne, it's kind of similar vibes. We got links, we got mutuals, and then long time Dwayne is just long time Dwayne in it because energies have been there from a long time. So I think what I'd like to do, I'm just going to bring up the next individual. Give me 1 second. I think Matt's going to join. Matt, you still there? So I actually want to open the floor to the ladies. I've got a bag of questions, don't get me wrong, but I feel like, ladies, it's your time. What kind of questions would you like to pose to the gentlemen? What kind of insight can they give you? Perhaps you're struggling. Maybe you're in a relationship now and there's certain dynamics to your relationship that you can't really figure out. Maybe you're single and there's some work that you're perhaps trying to do to set yourself up to work through you to find the person that you want, perhaps. I'm not sure. What's some of the insights or questions that you guys have? Or gentlemen, as we're waiting for those questions to come through, or we've got one immediately. Why do some men never marry the woman they had kids with? I'm going to put that out to you, Dwayne. Go ahead.
There's many different reasons why. Some people have smegs. I'm going to use the words because I know they could get the TikTok shut down, right?
Thank you for that.
So
Yes.
some people have smegs not wanting to have a long-lasting relationship, and then they end up getting the woman pregnant, and it's not something they want to do, so they don't commit. The other side to that part is they don't want to commit to anything long-term and going deeper. They have issues from their childhood, attachment issues with their own father and their own mum, and how they were raised, and the things that they went through in life. And often, okay, this is going to be a bit controversial. When men find themselves in these situations, they often feel like they use the term, she tried to trap me, because they never were in the space to take accountability to be a man in the first place. Because there's different stages of being a man. Fatherhood is that mature stage where you're ready to actually commit and give to another universe. And a lot of men don't get there. It just happens because of science. Do you know what I mean? That's kind of like in short.
Whoa. Ladies, well, anyway. Long time, Dwayne. Do you have an addition to that contribution as to why men never marry, or don't seem to, because I'm not going to say never, don't seem to marry the lady that they have children with?
I mean, like Dwayne said, there are many factors. Some may not have had the example, so some may not even know what that looks like to commit on that level. Some don't believe in the system behind marriage. They may believe in the spirituality of marriage, but they may not believe in the system behind marriage. Because right now it seems like a bit of a. Some men don't understand where's the benefit in me getting married. Do you know what I mean? So for some men nowadays, the benefit of getting married doesn't seem like it doesn't seem very beneficial to them. And so yeah, there's many factors. Some they just don't. They may not just see the value and the worth in it. I will also say this may be controversial as well. When you're asking the question why men don't, and I do think there is a responsibility in men wanting to show up in that. But for me, if a woman wants a husband, she has to show up as a wife.
I'm going to let you finish. I'm going to do a Kanye.
Right.
I'm going to let you finish.
Yeah, no. And I'm not putting all of that responsibility on the woman. I'm not saying that a man shouldn't choose her. But in order for men to see and value you as a wife, you have to show up as such. Don't wait to be that before you are that. You understand? So if you're looking to attract a husband, you have to first be what it is that you're looking to attract.
Okay, so I'm going to let Street also answer, and then I have a question to kind of expand on that, gentlemen, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure.
Of course.
Okay, I would say it's gonna come down to, in my opinion, the spiritual station that they're at. Because addressing this question, we're talking about children are already here, right? So when you think, well, I'm going to say this is my thesis, I'm not imposing. So when you think of children, you think of life. When you think of life as a whole, that's like a spiritual concept that we're now touching upon. And I think the station that the man is at is going to really dictate that, right? Because you take either polarity, right? We got legal over here and we have illegal over here. If I want to do something, neither of these polarities matter, right? So I feel as though the spiritual station, how he views life and his whole purpose for his life is going to come into place, because then this begins to develop his whole hierarchy of importance. So yeah, it just comes down to his spiritual station. And yeah, I think in a whole, anything that can be inquired beyond that, I could still tie it back to that. I think a lot of times we get these offshoots as far as maybe we check this box, check that box. Like for instance, I see some people like, yeah, why would he marry? He already has access to your body. I don't think that's an accurate assumption, and the reason being, because I'm in my 30s. I'm in my 30s now, but when I was younger, I didn't have to tell lies or, you know, get you pregnant to get that. I feel as though there are men that are skilled enough, if we want to say,
Can I just ask you, single? Are you single or in a relationship? Sorry to interrupt you.
in a relationship.
Okay. So in your relationship then, because I heard you were saying, it depends on his spiritual station and where he's kind of at in his life and things like this. So what Dwayne said before about women acting like a wife, you said that you're in a relationship. For you, what does it look like for a woman behaving like a wife or living like a wife? What does that look like?
To me, that's going to vary by individuals. I mean, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, preference is in the eye of the beholder. If I'm being candid, my vision of what a wife is not going to be a mirror juxtaposition of what New Dwayne's vision is, or either Dwayne's, right? So that comes down to you knowing a person, right? A wife of what I would assume right now does not have to be a true picture, right? And I'll give this one example, and I'll cease. So if I'm listening to R&B and rap all day videos, right, and I say, "Oh, I like the way these women in these videos are shaped," right? Then I say, "I'm gonna go get me one." If someone was to ask me in short time span of me going out, and they're like, "So what does that look like?" And I'm going to define her based on what I've been exposed to, right? So with me saying, "Oh, she got to have this feature, whatever feature," right? In actuality, that may not be the woman for me.
Okay.
What I'm
What is
saying,
the woman for you though? If you had an opportunity to create your perfect woman in wife form, for like the women who are in the chat right now, they want to hear from men. They have concepts of what wives look like, and maybe they have an idea of what they think they should be to be a wife, but we're not men, so we don't have that male insight. Do you want to have a think about that? Because I feel like New Dwayne's got a response ready to go and he's ready to fire. We're going to come back to you, Street, in 1 second. Dwayne's like, Miss, can I talk? Go,
Can I
Dwayne.
talk now, please, miss? I got my hand up. I
Go
think the
on.
problem that we have with society is that we often try to be something that we're not.
Okay.
I think the best thing you can do as a woman is lean into yourself and be the woman that you want to be. A man who is aligned with his divine nature will align with you, not aligning with what society puts out there. Because often a lot of women are like, we have this BBL generation now, and injectables and all of these other kind of things. Because women actually think men want that, and they don't. Actually, a divine man, and I'm talking on a higher level. I'm not talking about this divvy social media thing. A woman that is in her divine femininity will attract that divine man, because that man will be balanced and he'll see her doing her thing. And often we don't talk about it from that level. We always talk about it from the materialistic level, finances, all these other kind of things. And it's deeper than that. It's actually, how do your value systems align with my value system? How do you respect and love yourself? How do you love your family? How do you love the world? How do you love Earth? I look at things like that. I know other men ain't on that level yet, and they still got a lot of climbing to do. But women, don't sell yourself short or try to be something that you're not, because in the end, you only end up harming yourself.
Ladies, if you don't have tea, I beg you go get it, because it's piping hot right now. What I will say very quickly, I can see lots of comments going through, right? And I think some of them are questions as well. So what I would like is, ladies, if you have questions, because I really want to make sure that you all have an opportunity to get responses from the gentleman. So send a request, and then that way I can kind of literally go through and you guys can come up, you can pose your questions, we can allow the gentleman to respond, and then that way I can make sure that everybody gets to say what they want to say, because right now things are just scrolling, and I really want everyone to have an opportunity to interact with the gentlemen. They've come on here to offer their words and their gems and their wisdom, so I really want to make sure that we can kind of get this insight from them. All right, boom. So new Dwayne, that was chef's kiss. Long time Dwayne, where we going, babes? Where are you going to take us? What's your definition of a wifey?
Firstly, yo, D, spot on, fam.
Yes, my bro. Appreciate you, man.
I'm all about being in your divinity. Yeah. So I feel like he said everything, right? So for me, what I could add to that is, and it's just adding to what he said, really kind of reiterating, being your truth. This goes to the men as well. You have to show up as a divine masculine in order to attract divine femininity, right? You're also going to attract some moths, some bats, because everybody is attracted to the light. That's what you got to understand, right? Your job, this is the masculine and the feminine. Your job is to basically be aware of your light, right? All you have to do is be aware of your light. And that way you will then see what's coming. You'll see whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. You will see the truth in everyone because you are walking in your truth. If you're not walking in your truth, you are not going to see the truth in others. Or should I say, you will see it, but ignore it.
Yeah, you won't be able to detect it because the discernment is not there.
Exactly.
And oftentimes people don't track their patterns and look at why did I end up with so-and-so back then? What did I do? And sometimes it's not actually what you did. It's like what Dwayne just said. It's, are you aware that you are light? And sometimes you attract moss, but actually sometimes the currency is attention. Because you want that attention and that currency comes because there's this thing in society, especially women, about body clock. And a lot of women are modeled from young to think about weddings, having a baby, and those things are definitely important. But I think, yeah, you have to be aware of the moss that you're attracting. The alligators, the lizards, they're all out there in swimming around, parading that they are truth, and they're not.
It's not. He's talking the truth. He's talking the truth. So I would also like to add to that because you're asking us as men what we look for. Notice that we're not talking about the surface stuff because I think that's what women are expecting us to be saying. Like, I want a woman that is this, that is that. Listen, I'm gonna tell it to you straight. Let me not say every man, but men that are in there to live in her truth, to live in what I call the PPP, which is your passion, your purpose, and your peace.
Jeez.
Do you understand? Yeah, if you're dealing with a woman that knows herself, and by knowing yourself, that knows when you know that you're not doing something correctly. Not knowing yourself as in, I am perfect. It's knowing that I am perfectly imperfect, imperfectly perfect. It's knowing your flaws. It's knowing who you are when shit hits the fan. Do you know what I mean? It's knowing who you are when things aren't right. It's knowing who you are when you're triggered. It's knowing that I am not my triggers. However, I know that I have been affected rather than infected. So I know things affect me. But how do I deal with those things that affect me? How do I move forward? How do I then decide who I'm going to be? How am I going to show up when somebody has triggered me? And when I say somebody has triggered me, they haven't actually triggered me. They've only contributed to triggering me. It is my decision to decide how I move from there.
Yeah. How about this? They haven't actually triggered you at all. You triggered yourself because you haven't allowed yourself to. Because everybody wants to scream accountability, 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 but accountability starts with the I first in you before somebody else. I can't come and tell you, sis, to be accountable if I don't know how to man my own yard and my own garden.
Hello, hi. Talk the things, please. All right, let's just stick a pin for 1 second. Can we just welcome Matt to the chat? Can we also welcome VIP to the chat?
What are you saying, Matt?
How you doing, boys? You all right?
All good, man.
Good evening. All right, so what I'm going to do is... Oh, Jesus, I was just supposed to unmute Matt and I've just dropped him. Matt, sorry about that. Invite back, Matt. I'm so sorry. Oh, shoot, it's gone off. VIP, good evening, my friend. How are you today?
Evening. Very good, very good. How you doing? I just tapped in. I just got into my house and clicked in and felt the vibration instantly still. So big up everyone in there, man.
We're saying VIP.
Yeah. Are you prepared to respond to a question, VIP? Because the guys have been dropping gems, so no pressure. You might have to drop some.
I'm a gem dropper too. I'm a gem dropper too. That's my lifestyle.
We're
I
not,
know
we're not
everyone knows
competing
that.
though.
Fact,
We're
but
just
this is
we're
my
all matching on
lifestyle.
frequency here.
Yeah, let me just introduce myself properly. VIP Busy Law, the CEO of Very Important Plans, the brand that inspires, encourages, and celebrates humble beginnings. So yeah, let's get it. Let's get it.
Love that.
Yeah,
All right. So I don't think you've been on Civilised sessions before, VIP. So this is regular Thursday night panel discussion. Last week we had men's edition, and it was a beautiful space. So the gentlemen, you yourself included, are here tonight to give the ladies some insight on how, as women, they can be different. I don't like to use the term better, different companions to the people that they date, right? And both Dwaynes have already given their insight on what they believe to be the definition of a wife. So the question is now open to you. What for you is the definition, or what are some of the characteristics that you believe to be beneficial in a wife or a lifetime partner, let's say?
All right, not shooting down what you just said, but you see, better when you know better, you do better. So they do become better because they know better now after they hear things like this. Yeah. A better life, I'm more than sure has been said already when it comes to a man or a woman. Before you ever unite as a unity, you need to know yourself, know what triggers you, know who you are, know everything. Cause this is a table. It's nobody's table. It's a table that's put there by the Most High. I'm not religious. I'm very spiritual. Yeah. It's a table that's put there by the Most High, and this table here, you need to bring proper things to it. Otherwise, it's going to collapse. The legs are going to fall away. No one's going to be happy at the end of that table falling down, because you both come to it with the hoping to find some sort of like greatness towards your life. So with a lady now, it's just about knowing yourself. It's just about like, you might have a bad day. I might have a bad day. If we're both having a mad day, when people are very low vibrational, they take it out on each other and stuff like that. You're not ready for a relationship until you know how to have a bad day together and not say, "Rah, babes, this, that," and yeah. So it needs to be a kind of like, not even needs to be kind of, literally needs to be a balance between we're two individuals coming together, and we need to know that we both got our own things that might be going on at certain times. And yeah, it's just a balance that needs to be found, but that can't be found without knowing self first.
Okay, I love that contribution. Thank you so much. So what I'm hearing there is that each person has to have an awareness of their self, kind of things that maybe activate them, things that maybe they haven't kind of worked through yet. And from that space of self knowledge, then they're better able to kind of connect with another person. Is that effectively the idea that you're putting across?
Exactly that. Exactly.
Can I just add a quick therapeutic thing that goes with that? So in a relationship, you're going to have someone that's going to be the rhino. And the rhino is a person that's a charge in. They want to communicate. They want to get it off their chest. They want to make sure everything is said, no matter how the other person's feeling. And then you have the hedgehog. The hedgehog is the one that is not ready to communicate yet. The porcupines come out and it ends up impacting the rhino. So in a relationship, you need to understand who is the rhino and who's the hedgehog. And actually, it speaks to what VIP is saying. Come in with that balance. Actually, babes, you know what? I can see you're not in the right mood right now. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Let's put a pin on it. Let's come back to this conversation. And you create those ground rules. Because if you don't, you're always going to be like this. And both people are going to feel like, well, no, I'm not being listened to. I'm not being heard.
I love that. Yeah. Okay, so very quickly, just to scan the room.
Sorry, the last two words, sister. Last 2 words, sorry, emotional intelligence. Just both people bring that to figure out what that is. Yeah, all right. Don't say that.
We're gonna get there, babes. Don't worry. I love that you're already like. I love that you're going there. We're gonna get there. Don't worry. It's all right. Yeah. So I just wanted to ask the people in the chat, because I'd never heard those terminologies that New Dwayne just put forward. I understand the concept, but I'd never heard it put in the term of what did you say? Hedgehog and rhino. So if you recognize yourself as being a rhino, drop a 1. And that's the person who he said, someone who kind of charges in, there's a situation, we need to sort it out. I want it done now. Tell me what is happening. I need answers. Talk to me now. If you're that type of person, give me a number 1. If you're the hedgehog who perhaps you kind of like a little bit more withdrawn, you might need to kind of, if that is the right way, right? When you kind of withdraw a little bit, you need a little bit more time to maybe, Royal said, one.
Yeah.
You might need a little bit more time to process your thoughts and then kind of return to your partner and be like, can we have this conversation at a later date? If that's you, number 2, hedgehog, let me see that. I feel like somebody said they're a turtle. Time.
So the rhino is direct and assertive, and he charges into conflicts, often with intensity, and pushes for the resolution. And again, that speaks to their attachment issues, and has a tendency to dominate conversations or make decisions.
Okay.
And the traits of a hedgehog is they're defensive and very withdrawn. They curl up and they retreat. And often, when their emotions calm down, that's when they will kind of open up and talk about how they're feeling.
Okay, I love that. Just a quick through the panel then. A long time, Dwayne. Are you 1 or 2? Tell the people.
Why? I'm 1. I'm 1, and I've learned over the years to have the balance of the 2. But I am 1. That's who I am. I want a resolution. I want a solution. If there's a problem, how are we solving it? I don't want to sit in the problem. I don't want that to manifest too long to the point where I become the problem, because that's something again that I always work on. I don't want to become any feeling, let alone a problem or a negative. I'm using quote unquotes here, quote unquote negative feeling. For me, I always want to move through and past the situation. How we go about doing that, I'm learning that it doesn't have to be straight away. Sometimes ease up, no? Give them some time, you know? But for me, I want to get to the solution. How are we getting through this?
Okay, I hear that. New Dwayne, what are you, hedgehog or rhino?
It depends on the situation and how my lower self is triggered. So if it's an attachment issue, I'm going to be a rhino, because I want to make sure that the person's not going to leave. I want to make sure that I feel like I'm being heard. I want to make sure that my needs are being met. But I've learned to activate active listening, so that when someone else is communicating, I can't talk right now. I need to go away and be comfortable with that. So as I've learned to, similar to Dwayne, where I've learned to balance that, it's a lot of active listening and a lot of, okay, my voice is not the only voice in the room, you know? The other voice matters too, and their life and their experience matters.
I love that. Thank you. Street, what about you? Do you find yourself to be a kind of, I need answers now, or you kind of, let me chill off and I'll come back to you in a bit, babes?
I'm gonna say it depends. For me, I think I'm both. I was trying to categorize when I'm which, but just being born out of my calculus of your spiritual standpoint, my mindset, I don't shy away from addressing things, but spiritual maturity has afforded me the mature, one step at a time, stepping through it. A lot of my life experiences have taught me yeah, bro, it's cool to be set on that. But nah, and even just dealing with the feminine energy, right? I like to treat any woman, doesn't have to be who I'm in a relationship with, like a butterfly. I'm not supposed to, I don't even want to touch the wings because I'm scared I may damage you, right? So with that, I come cautionary or at a cool pace. You know what I'm saying? So don't too much make my heart beat fast. So with that, I'd be cool with it, but that's not lackadaisical, but I wouldn't say it's like a charge thing. But if you bring it to me, I'm ready to address it. But if I know if I'm not in the right space to where I can't address you respectfully, then we're gonna chill. So it's it varies for me.
I hear that. And what I kind of heard there, which I kind of received from you as a man, which I think is beautiful, VIP, I'm going to come to you in a second, is that recognition of if I know that I'm going to come at you disrespectful, and I know that that's not a reflection of the being that I'm working towards being, let me just take a pause and I'll hit you back. Because if I speak to you right now from this space, when I'm fired up and I'm active, the whole place is coming down, and nobody wants that.
That part was really strong. I got that too. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I feel like that's a real testament to your character street, that you recognize that you could, if you really wanted to, you could take the whole place down. However, what you're working towards being and how you want to show up, it doesn't kind of align. So you work towards just give me some space and I'll come back. Unless I've got another question on that in a minute. But VIP, what are you, 1 or 2? Hedgehog or what is it? Rhino?
I feel like I'm neither. I've grown myself. I've been both in the past. I'm a Pisces, so I'm a very emotional person. Got kicked out from a young age, so I had to figure myself out in different ways for myself. Do you get what I'm saying? So I've had the attachment issues because black sheep business in my family. So I'm feeling like, why is everyone leaving me? I've been through that phase of my life. I've been through this and that. But the way I see it, I said one, like a rhino, I charged in there. But when I thought about it, when you explain what a rhino actually is, that just charges in, wants answers now, that's actually not who I am. I know how to gauge when the time is right. Like I said, emotional intelligence. I know when the time's right to approach. And if that person's being a porcupine or a hedgehog or a rhino, I know when to say, listen, this ain't the time. And if that person is still conducting themselves in that way, that isn't actually the person for me. Because they're not bringing the level of emotional intelligence to this relationship that I need. We don't need to charge in things right away. If you know me, you know, and got to know me properly, you'll know that I'm not about to go lay down with no next girl because you pissed me off. So it's nothing needs to be addressed right this second. If it doesn't have to be addressed right this second, I'm going to go to my house because I've grown to know you need to keep your own house as a man. A lot of men turn into rhinos and the hedgehogs because they haven't got their own space to take themselves to calm down and bring it back to the session. And I see it like in a boxing match, when if someone gets angry, that more professional boxer knows how to use your anger against you, sort of thing. But if we take it back to a relationship now, when you're in relationships and both people are angry, going at each other, whether you're a rhino or it's that clash there is very, very toxic. So people need to know when to calm themselves down, when you step away, calm down, everyone knows that you come back to the situation a lot more calmer and we could talk about it proper, and you're very, very embarrassed about the things that you said in madness because you love each other and whatnot. So I'm neither of them. I'm just like, I've grown to be neither of them, but I've been both of them in the past.
Wow. I heard a lot there. I don't know if ladies heard a lot there, but I heard a lot there. I really did. And I just want to take, because obviously I've got questions. I know the ladies have got questions. Thank you for the follows, guys. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate you. We're currently at 12. Can we get to 15? I reckon we can get to 15. Can we get to 15,000?
If you're tapping, you're clapping.
Exactly. I heard in that a lot. First of all, I want to thank you guys, because I think it takes a certain type of man to, in a public space, come and speak about past, speak about emotions, share their vulnerabilities. And I feel like the way you guys are speaking tonight is not common outside. I would say it's common to me because I know the type of energies and spaces that I move around. But I know for a lot of women in this conversation right now, this energy is not common. So I thank you guys for being on here, for sharing, for being as vulnerable and as open as you are, because us as women, honestly, we benefit from hearing, feeling and experiencing this side of you. We absolutely need more men to show up in the ways that you guys are being examples of right now. So I'm giving you your flowers live, direct right now, and saluting you for being here and doing this work with us, because it's a community collective situation. Do you see
Can I say
saying?
something, sis? There's a lot of, when it comes to men, and I'm sure the men on the panel will understand it when I say this, there's a lot of barriers. We had to break down a lot of barriers to get where we're at. And it could be very lonely to get to this space because you feel like you're shouting in a room and you're like, well, my brother don't get it. Like, I'm trying to pattern him and trying to help him. You don't get it. Do you understand? You have to, one black man is not a monolith for all black men as well. There's many of us out there. We're not the chosen few. We're not the chosen ones. You know what I mean? There's a lot of black men out there that are like this. But the difference is the ones that often get the praise are the ones that are on the TikTok lives talking BS. And that's where the attraction comes in, because it's the lower vibration drama. Do you get me? These spaces are not being held where people are able to actually listen and take notes mentally and emotionally. Often it's, oh yeah, women are this, and it's trigger bait and
Yeah.
rage bait. That's the
Rage bait.
currency. You understand? Yeah.
No, absolutely. Thank you for that contribution. I don't even have additional to what you said, because I think you summed it up perfectly, to be fair. Dwayne, I know a long time Dwayne's like, exactly, he said all the things, and I know Street was sitting there like, VIP, we can't see you, but I know you was kind of like feeling that message as well. And people in the comments are saying, true word, agreed. Everybody is kind of, it's resonating with a lot of people. And again, this is kind of, it's not even kind of, it's the essence of why I created the space in the first place for this type of thing. So thank you for being here and contributing. So my question to you guys, having listened to some of the things that you said, VIP said, you know, he recognizes within himself that he can be quite emotional. And I think this is an aspect of men that a lot of women, myself included, so ladies, don't ever get it twisted and feel like I'm talking about women like I'm not a part of the collective, because clearly, hello, hi, yeah? You guys can be emotional. How can we, as partners to you, how can we support you in showing up more emotionally? Because you do have your emotions, and obviously we do tap into our emotional spaces differently as people. I'm never going to say as men and women. As people, we tap into our emotions differently. But from a male perspective, for your partners, what can we learn to be able to allow you, to give you that safe space to have those emotional outpourings that maybe you don't typically have? I'm going to go to long time Dwayne first for this one, please.
All right. That's a beautiful question. And like we could speak all day about this, but I know that there's other men, excellent men, that have an opinion on this, and just some facts and some bars and some gems. I would say, like, just believe what we're saying, ladies. Like, when a man says that this is his experience, even if you're triggered by that, if he says raw, he has to watch how he delivers this message. I 100% agree that when you are in charge of delivering a message, you should do your best to deliver that message, that package, in the best way you can. But you're in charge of receiving that message. I can't be in charge of that. I'm in charge of delivering that message. You're in charge of receiving that message. So I need you to receive it. Don't be ready to reply. Yeah? I need you to be ready to apply.
Guys, so sorry, Dwayne. I know this is not about interrupting men, and I'm not going to do this, I promise. But I posted this on my page, like I think it was yesterday or even today, and it was out of a conversation of me and Dwayne why I posted that. That's why when I posted it, I said, "Yo, I heard this just now, and I need to share it." This conversation that made me post that. Go D. Sorry.
It's that when we're communicating with you and we're sharing our experience. Now, even if that experience is triggering, or it even feels like that's nonsense, this is my experience. Don't belittle my experience. Like, be a safe space and place to listen, right? And then once I've communicated that, rather than just being ready to reply, apply what I've said to moving forward with me in a conducive way and manner. That's just one of the things you can do. I want everyone else to say something.
So in summary, he said, just listen. What I'm hearing you say here, D, is don't invalidate me.
Please.
That's effectively what I'm hearing. It's like, if I'm telling you something, let's not put it in the blender and mix it up. Let's not add extra ingredients and just take it for what it is and allow it to be that.
Like, if I'm telling you the sky's green, even though you know it's not, green, just take a moment to see. Let me explain and tell you why I've seen it as green, because my experience may be the reason as to why I've been seeing it that way. And once you can then listen to what I've said, then you can apply and speak to me and communicate in a way that I can then listen to you and receive your message. And you say to me, D, you know the sky isn't green.
No, I hear that 100%. Ladies,
I know that you've heard that from your mum.
Oh my God, we reached the goal, I think. Did we make it? I think we made it. Yay. Amazing. Thank you.
You know?
Yes, no, D, I'm listening to you.
Reset your goal.
Do you have to reset it? Okay, we're gonna
Yeah,
have a
reset
reset.
it.
See, I like a man that knows what he's talking about. I don't know nothing about this, D, so I'm glad you know what. Go on.
Okay, we're gonna reset. While I'm resetting that, new Dwayne, give your insight on the question, please.
Could you just repeat parts of it because it was a very
Yeah, effectively, it's recognizing that you as men are emotional, right? How can we, as your partners, be different at supporting you and giving you spaces to be emotional, to have your emotional outpourings? What can we do to support you in that?
I think all humans are emotional. We all experience emotions on different levels, and we all have a different level of knowing of how our emotions impact us and have that subconscious awareness of the shadow self. I think the best thing you have to do is create psychological safety. And creating psychological safety is what Dwayne said is active listening. So you almost treat that space like a counseling room. Take everything that's being said as is what's being said. You don't add, you don't take away. But I think the biggest thing is removing any kind of notions that you have of how you believe men should be, because often that comparison is what causes a lot of the issues because so and so buys me flowers, so and so does this. There's other ways to communicate what you want without doing a comparison thing. Because to a man, that's his ego. His ego feels like it's being bruised now because why is she telling me about her next man over there when I'm here? Do you understand? But I think the bigger part of it is being able to create a feedback space where you can do that and doing that at the right time, not when you're angry. And let me rephrase that because often there's this rhetoric that an angry woman communicating her needs and stuff like that. There's a time. There's always a time and place to talk about your emotions.
Mm-hmm.
There's a season for it. There's always a season for it, and women are more emotionally and spiritually connected to the emotion and know how that works more than men because they're in their divine feminine. You understand? When you're in your divine feminine, you are a healer. You have to teach that man how to heal. And the best way to model that, if the man is willing, again, we're only speaking on men that are willing. We're not speaking on men that are, we're not talking about the road men that you want to attract, you know, like, it's not
Bro,
going to work.
talk on it.
Sorry,
Talk.
D, I know you
It's
see
not
me
going to work.
laughing. I know you see me laughing, but I'm
Yeah.
glad you reiterated that point. Listen, ladies, we are only speaking about the men that are ready to do that journey or be on that journey. All right? So we're not speaking about Trevor or Paul down the road who's not. You get Marlon. Carry on, D. Sorry.
I just want to interject just to kind of for what you guys are talking about here, yeah. Do you think that this is part of the challenge?
Thank you for the gifts, by the way.
Thank you for the gifts for everyone and for myself and for the people on the panel, for you guys. Do you think that that kind of lack of awareness, let's say, of who we're interacting with is a contributory factor to the disconnect that we're experiencing with the people that we're in spaces with? Do you think that Dwayne's like, absolutely yes? Yeah? Do you think so? There's maybe a space for women to kind of think about before you even get down the line of why is he not communicating with me? Why is he not doing this? It's like, okay, did we take a time to vet the individual prior to even get an understanding of where he's at with his emotional maturity, where he's at with his attachment issues or his past traumas or whatever, to then even expect him to be able to match us per se? Do you think that that's part of what the issue is, that we don't necessarily do that vetting system in the first place?
Some people skip steps. So in your dating phase, before you're even thinking about offing your pant, you should have been able to get all of that emotional intelligence before. You can tell, a woman should be able to tell if a man is just lying, because a man you can't fake emotional intelligence. I don't care what anyone says. You can see right through it. There are red flags in the sky. If you're asking questions and he's like, oh yeah, can't really answer that question still, or you know what, I'll come back to that still, and I'd like to do that. There's no expansion. You're going to be dealing with that forever. Because guess what? You get brought into the trap, yeah? And it's a big trap. And once they're in between your legs, it's an even bigger trap. because now you're like, oh, I love him. Yeah, Matthias. Anyway, let me stop. let me hear from Street and someone else.
I love it. Street, come to my brother. VIP, we haven't forgot you, babes. Just obviously the bars are high tonight, so we're gonna take time. Go on, Street. You're muted, darling.
Peace. It's all good. It's no concern. This a family affair, so I'm not worried at all. I'm enjoying it just as much. Yes. So I'm listening, and for sure I had a few things that came to mind. Two of my points I agree with both of the brothers that was just before me. So I would say like emotionally, like when a man says leave him be, like really learn how to leave a man be. That's a major thing that is so simple that I feel as though is a very big stumbling block. If somebody's like, leave me be right now. Especially if that's immediately on the heels of a serious event, right? Because I would say for me, speaking personally, it's just like, I like to be the best version of myself. And then, like I say, I only like to interact with the feminine and children as best of that version I could be. So I will only make that request if I feel as though it's a strong likelihood that I would falter at that point. Now, around other men, I'm lax. But those two, I'm like, that's the only reason. It's not vindictive. It's not a subliminal blow, It's like, let me go over there and get myself together, right? Yeah. So I think that is a big thing, and just trusting, again, like the brothers just said, if you're with a serious man, he is saying that so that he can hurry up and return to a space to continue healthy interaction. He's not saying it because he wants to go over there and stay. He enjoys you. He wants to return back to you. He's saying that with angst already. The fact that he can't be his best self is already another burden that he's carrying. You see what I'm saying? So we do put a lot on ourselves because we are at that point where we're like, hey, bro, I'm accountable. I'm responsible. So it's a lot that we don't speak that we're already putting onto ourselves when we say leave us be, or we make the request. I would say, secondly, like trust and analyze our verbal articulation of our emotions, right? So if I say, hey, I'm hot right now, you know what I'm saying? You may feel like it's not that, know. But as the brother was saying, with full respect to the divine feminine, I don't want to say this imposing or as imperative, more so as a different way to go about it, because you, with your divine feminine wisdom, if you just step back and take what I gave you and merge it, and then, you analyze it, you know what I'm saying? Because there are times, especially if they're, and I'm going to say air quotes, if it's a masculine matter, and I'm like, hey, this what he on, I'm telling you. Like we deal with each other. So it's like, even like, I don't think so. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not making this up. There's a history besides my judgment, So if you want to merge your divine feminine with that and then proceed forward, I think that's productive. And then another thing I would say emotionally, is recognizing the potential of emotions playing out in our physical world. I would say most definitely recognize that in principle, just due to our nature, we are a threat to you. We can be a threat to you. And I think that is something that is overlooked because we want to wear rose-colored glasses, right? But we actually can be a threat. Like when we're with you, it's a reason why we in the zone. These people haven't given us red flags when we're out and about, right? But we're like, that's a dude, potential threat. He's a potential threat. right?
Ask you a
So,
question very quickly. Let me ask you a question very quickly because I'm very aware of the time, and I said I was only going to do an hour today, but we've literally done the hour.
okay.
Like I know. So I just want to. I want to keep to the time. We might just have to do a part 3 at some point. We might just have to do that. What I just kind of wanted to blitz through super quickly because you touched on it, Street, and I think some of the other gentlemen have touched on it as well. In the current sphere that are of these conversations of men, women, and all the rest of it, we hear the conversation about masculine and feminine all the time. Yeah, I have a particular understanding of my own. But, and I know Dwayne's looking at, both of the Dwayne's looking So I just want a very quick, as quickly as you can, as concisely as you can, gentlemen, because we are going to wrap in a minute. For the ladies listening in who may have kind of also heard these terminologies and feeling like, oh, guys saying that I need to be more feminine and da. What does femininity mean to you guys? Is it even important to you guys? And just kind of give us your insight as to what that energy kind of looks like.
I need to answer that last question, right? The one before. You know that I need to answer that one, right?
You're gonna have to go quick, VIP, because we're gonna
Right,
close.
I definitely will.
Go ahead.
Listen,
I don't want to cut you off.
see
It's
when
your
you got with
men's
me?
place.
So sorry. You see, when you got with me in the first place, you chose me over them options you definitely have because I go for attractive women and I'm very, it might take longer because I need that one with the right mindset. You chose me because you noticed that I was a higher value man than all the rest of your options. So therefore, you know that I put my ego to the side. You know that I've learned self and that's how I'm going to interact with you off of that, what I've learned about myself. Yeah. So at the beginning, you've matched my energies to even get into this, to be my girlfriend anyway, or my woman anyway. Yeah. So don't try to draw me back to the old road, mammy, because you can hear it in my voice and you know that that's my past. Don't try to bring that out of me because I'm a high value man now, and you was definitely attracted to the ex-road man, high value type vibe that I'm bringing across. So let's not try to bring me back to just the road man, because I'll never take myself there, and you'll find yourself single and end up with that road man that you can trigger and get to that sort of level that you obviously, that's all you're ready for. So you're not ready for me right now. You get what I'm trying to say?
I know. And
Right.
I mean, ladies, he's effectively saying, don't draw man out, innit? Yeah, because, and this is effectively, and VIP, if I'm misquoting your words or I'm kind of going off of what you were saying, the moniker that I use online, civilized savage, is like, you can get these high vibrations, you can get this empowerment, you can get this growth, you can get the aligned, grounded person, but the savage is on pause.
Yep.
So let's not do anything that's going to activate the savagery, because just because I'm giving you this today, here and now, it doesn't mean that we can't go there, because we can and we will, quick time, in a hurry.
But you see, my savage, when it's activated, sorry to cut you, sis. When my savage is activated, my savageness is displayed through how easy it is for me to walk away. Savage. No matter what we've been through, how deep we got. And look, see you later, mate, because you're bringing out a side of me that I've worked very hard to get away from. You get it? I've got daughters. You're not about to show my daughters this is how she's supposed to do with her man, because my daughters already know that this is a donut that you're with, because you've grown me to be like this. You get it? So even my daughters, my kids are gonna look at you like a clown. So I can't.
I hear it. So we are sending the same message, because similarly, like, I don't want to be in that space. I don't. But I'm not going to, because I'm accepting of myself. I'm aware of my light and my dark. I'm aware of, like I said, my civilized and my savage. I don't want to have to access that space. But if it comes to a time where I have to go there, try know I'm tapping all the way in. So I hear that. I hear it.
But civilized, I was going to say, I find it so weird when I hear men tell women how to be women. A man can't tell a woman how to be a woman. A man can't tell a woman that she has to be feminine and what that looks like, because a man doesn't know what it feels like to be feminine. All he can do is experience the energy of femininity. And there is a thing about, there is women that have masculine energy. Because why are women masculine? Because they're having to show up in ways before that they've never had to do. And I'm not talking about finances. I'm talking about being responsible, being integral. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I just find the whole conversation weird to go to a woman and be like, yeah, I want you to be more feminine. It sounds like you want her to be have a muzzle over her mouth, not answer you back, not challenge you, not prepare you to be a woman is a pillar. I see, and I don't mean the pillar as in no purpose. You find a good woman, that woman will make sure you eat good. That woman will make sure that you're mentally well. That woman will make sure that you have everything you need. Because why? She's balancing the energy of what you're giving back to her. There was a question that said, what do men want? Women, stop asking that general question because every man is completely different. You have to know what you want for yourself. And if the man didn't give you what you want, a next man will. A next man will. It's that simple. Because men have those options as well. If the woman is not feminine and not give you what you want, you go and find another one. And I'm not predicating that I'm jump from person to person because I'm not that sort of person. I'm saying the person that you want is out there. Just align with the energy and the frequency that you're getting back.
That's it. Street, sorry,
Right,
one more
guys,
thing.
I'm really sorry. I'm gonna have to blitz through. So I'm gonna go street, and then I'm gonna go long time. My good friend, and then we're gonna have to wrap, guys. I know it's been juicy, and I'm loving it. I don't actually want to close, but time is of the essence. Street, talk to us about your concept of femininity, nice and concise for us, please, my brother.
Okay, so just being as concise and as safe as I can be. I think that is just for sure. I think that's the toxic, a non-toxic way of what we're really trying to discuss is what I would call comfort and peace versus discomfort and war. Okay, and that is unique to each individual and is going to be unique in each relationship. So that's what is really a discussion about. It's not about masculinity or femininity. It is about discomfort versus comfort, war versus peace, and how that is interpreted by the individuals that are within a relationship. That's it.
Boom, mic drop from street. All right, Dwayne, babes, you go. This is it. It's the last comment for the evening, guys.
Yeah, the man have said everything. I'm going to return back to what I said earlier because I think it's really about that. And it's about the alignment with self and a higher power, whatever you call it. Yeah. If you can align with yourself and a higher power, that will bring out your divinity to tap into your feminine and your masculine, right? And utilize both energies, as Dwayne spoke about, in the best way moving forwards, onwards, and upwards. If you want to attract something epic, you have to be epic. And by epic, it means encompassing every part of who you are. Good, bad, up, down, sideways, diagonal, Jamaica, down. I don't care where you're from, what you're doing, you have to embody all of you, right? And stay in alignment with yourself and the higher power. Don't let your words take you elsewhere. Remember, it's the words with yourself and the higher power. What the higher power tells you is where you're meant to step. After that, you can then concern yourself with other things. Yeah? But trust and have faith in that alignment. You have to be within that alignment. It starts from within. That first voice you're going to hear is yours and the one in which the higher power gave you. It's your internal voice.
I love it. I love it.
So with the offering basket there.
You know when you get the service music, doom doom doom.
Yo,
you know that Jamie Foxx time.
Guys, look, I know we're already 10 minutes over, yeah. So I'm gonna try to wrap this as quickly as I can. Drop a 1 in the comment if you've enjoyed this conversation. Send me some hearts if you've joined this conversation. If you've enjoyed the conversation, we're at 19K. Can we make it 20? If you haven't yet gifted, I mean, the guys dropped some major gems today. Please feel free to give them some gifts. I'm not going to be adverse to receiving gifts tonight either, guys. Like I said, if you feel like you've got something from the conversation, it's only right energetically to give back the things that you've got. It's a karmic energy. We're moving in the flow. Lots of people are giving ones in the comments. Big love to everyone. Thank you, VIP. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing. And we'll absolutely do this at some point soon again. Gentlemen, honestly, each one of you, you already know. I'm not, again, for time, I'm not even going to get into it, but you already know. Thank you very much for being here and sharing the vibes with everyone today.
Let us thank you as well, though. Let us thank you as well, please. Let us thank you as well, because you are offering us a safe space, and we need this from our divine feminines. You know, I know you. So I'm thanking you on behalf of all the man them here, because this is what we need. We are here to complement one another, not compete with each other. And this woman right here is a part of that complementing. So thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you, darling. I really
blessing. Thank you so much for giving me the space, and people that stayed to listen. I hope that you got the gems from the wells of our lives that have not been easy. Like, we're not going to tell you that, but it's been a journey. It's always a journey, and often we don't hear about that, but the journey's not easy. So thank you so much, people.
Street is going to go on, Street.
Thank y'all as well. Thank everyone, brothers as well. It's refreshing to see this spiritually mature version of myself within the ranks. Appreciate y'all as well. And I appreciate everybody who heard me run my mouth, because I'm only saying.
You ran it in the best way, Street. You ran it in the best way, and we appreciate you. Trust me. The likes are coming through, the gems are coming through, everyone's gifting. That lets us know that, you know, the intention that I had for this space, I feel like we've achieved it tonight, guys. And I think moving forward, we can only kind of continue the energy that we've all collectively gathered here today. Thank you for joining my team. If you haven't yet joined, please feel free to join it. This is a space, like I said, we're live every Thursday, Civilised sessions, 8:30. This is effectively the energy that we're going to be continuing with from now moving forward, because why not? Right, guys, so whatever you do for the remainder of your evening and moving forward, don't stop, keep growing, stay tapped in. If you haven't yet followed myself, please follow the gentleman on the panel. Thank you for continuing to gift. I'm trying to leave, but the gifts are coming in, so I'm receiving, guys. Honestly, I'm very, very grateful for everyone who's been here today. Yeah, the gratitude is real, honestly. And like I just said, you guys' energy is matching the intention that I brought to the space in the first place, why we're even here. So love to everyone. Big up yourself. Mandem, yeah, we'll get on the blow up. We'll do the bits. Street, we'll reconnect again, my bro. All right, everyone, we're out. Take care.